60 years ago, a violent sandstorm uncovered an ancient tomb in the desert outside Cairo. A British expedition set off in hope of finally finding Egypt's legendary lost queen. The expedition never returned. The explorers were lost, presumed dead. For 60 years, the grisly tale of the cursed team remained the only proof of the tomb's existence. John, are you okay?
Somebody call Cairo! Call a doctor!
Don't move. Help is on the way.
Nancy, what have I missed?
A lot, actually. The crew left after the storm. They kept talking about the old team that disappeared, and then they were gone. Oh, who cares? I'm just glad you're okay.
About that...
What?
The docs here say there's reason to believe I was attacked. Nancy, you're the only one I can trust now. I need you to be my eyes and ears until I can get out of here.
But I just came here to job shadow you. Are you sure? Will you be coming back?
As soon as they release me. Until then, keep me updated on what you're seeing. I've got some notes in my bunk area. Get caught up to speed. Keep everything you find between you and me. The less you seem to know, the safer you'll be.
Got it. I'll see if I can prove whose tomb this is and find out who attacked you. I'll catch you later.
Bye.
Great! I could use this to translate the hieroglyphs.
Here?
It's Nancy Drew.
Oh, Francine, dear, I'm so glad you called. I've been having the most infuriating problem with my internet.
This is Nancy Drew.
Oh, you young people are so refreshing, always in search of new identities. The problem is that I downloaded this program called Weather Monkey. At my age, it's important that I keep abreast of all meteorological developments. But now I'm starting a new book, and I can't focus on my work because the Weather Monkey keeps yelling the weather at me.
Maybe you should uninstall it?
I will do no such thing. That would be tantamount to murder.
Maybe turn it down?
Brilliant and fantastic. Oh, yes, Samantha, you are a ticket. I would love to help you, but how do I know you again?
Nancy Drew. We've met a few times.
Aha, now I remember you. If life were a good book, you'd be my favorite reoccurring character.
I'm in Egypt, and I need your help.
Egypt? Well, why didn't you say that instead of chattering away about my internet problems?
I don't know how to respond to that. I read your book, and I thought maybe you could help.
You found my book while you were in Egypt. The serendipity is as delectable as Chateaubriand smothered in lavender lemon juice. I am at your disposal.
I didn't exactly find it. You sent it to me. You even signed it.
Oh dear, I sign and send lots of things.
Have you heard of an expedition that went off in search of Nefertari years ago?
Oh yes, the team in which everyone died, is that the one?
Yes. Do you think that story is true?
Oh heavens, yes. It's deadly out there in the desert. Think about it. You're going out there in search of dead bodies. There must be a reason they're in favor of the area.
But this expedition wasn't searching for QV66, right?
Indeed not. That had already been discovered. They were searching for Nefertari's mummy.
What do you think happened to them?
Oh, it's best you not concern yourself about that now, given your current location.
What do you know about Nefertari?
Ah, a love story. Oh, break out the tissue papyrus, because when I'm done, there won't be a dry Horus in the house.
What?
Look it up, dear. Ramses II and Nefertari shared a love so vast, the world could scarcely contain it. I'm talking about the kind of love you spell capital L, capital O, heart instead of a V, capital E. They stood side by side and ruled the world, but as they saw the years stretch out before them, they were keenly aware that a handful of decades would never cut it. They needed to be together always.
That's sweet.
And relevant. The ancient Egyptians believed that life was little more than a dress rehearsal for eternity. I've found records that they concocted a plan to be together forever, side by side.
Why not be buried side by side?
They foresaw a volatile future for their kingdom, and they were correct. They knew they would have to enact safeguards. That's why in 1904, when QV66, the so-called tomb of Nefertari, was found, her body was not there.
What are the chances we found Nefertari's tomb?
If I were a gambling Hotchkiss, I'd say 60-40.
I still don't get all this business with QV66. Why build a fake tomb?
For the same reason I never carry my passport in my purse when I travel. Some things are too valuable to leave in a tempting place.
You mentioned an expedition that found QV66, Nefertari's tomb.
It was one of the most significant finds in archaeology. They call it the Sistine Chapel of Egypt. It's where my fascination with the royalty of Egypt was born. The color alone took my breath away. We think of ancient Egypt as being a subdued sand color, but it was a riotous display with all the visual delights of a midsummer gelato shop cooler case.
And you don't think Nefertari was entombed there?
They only found kneecaps, which supposedly means that her tomb was robbed.
You disagree?
I do. What good is the mummy without the context? It's the placement in the tomb that makes the mummy valuable.
Why is Nefertari so important?
There are two queens I find most fascinating in ancient Egypt, and for exactly the same reason. They were hidden. Hatshepsut is the first.
I think I've heard of her. She was the pharaoh that was almost removed from the historical record, right?
Exactly. 20-some years of peace and stability, and after she dies, Thutmose III's ancient cronies try to erase her from the record.
Why?
Jealousy, revenge, fear that his reign would never equal hers. You name it, but you can't keep a good woman down. Despite the efforts of Thutmose III's supporters, her legacy endured.
And Nefertari?
In my opinion, she's the opposite. She was obsessively preserved in the historical record, but it was her tomb that was hidden.
How sure are you that Nefertari's tomb was hidden?
There was something strange about QV66. I think that might be why it is off limits to this day.
It is?
To you and me, at the very least. There is a rumor that the tomb has a clue to the true location of Nefertari's mummy.
Really?
Who knows? I'll tell you this. I didn't have time to read all of the hieroglyphs, but I noticed that the syntax was a little, shall we say, wonky?
I don't know how hieroglyph syntax could be non-wonky.
True, but it was almost as if Nefertari and Ramses II had their own language.
Goodbye.
Hotchkiss out!
Stay out of there! Nancy, you decided to stay?
Of course.
Good. We need all the help we can get. Look, this is awkward.
What's that?
Professor Boyle is gone, and I have to say this to keep things from getting awkward, but look, I'm assuming the authority in the time being.
Are you sure everyone here agrees to that?
I just meant the American team, which is just you.
Sure, I don't mind.
Good. For now, you can look around if you want, just don't screw anything up. Trust me. I just don't want the site to fall into chaos. I'm working entirely out of Professor Boyle's playbook.
Did you see what happened to Professor Boyle?
I couldn't see a thing. I couldn't keep my eyes open for a second.
Did you know Professor Boyle was attacked? At least that's what the doctors think.
Who told you that?
He did.
Don't worry. He's probably just all turned around from the injury. There's nothing to worry about here.
Goodbye.
Later. Whoa, you cannot go back there.
I'm looking for Professor Boyle's notes.
His notes are off limits.
He wants me to have them. Call him if you don't believe me.
I will. Trust me.
I'd better get going.
Later!
This game looks cool. Can we play?
Yes. The goal is to get all of your pieces off the board first. When a token reaches the last square, it's removed from the board. To move, throw the sticks. The number of light sticks determines how many spaces you move. If all 4 sticks are dark, then you get to move 5 squares.
I threw a 2. What does that mean?
You can move any of your tokens to either an empty square or a square occupied by your opponent. If you throw a 1, 4, or 5, move a token and then throw the sticks again. If no moves are available, the player skips their turn. I've rolled a 3, so I'll move my token 3 spaces. If you land on an opponent, you swap places, sending your opponent's token back to your token starting position. If an opponent has 2 or more tokens in adjacent squares, then they've created a block. You can't swap places with a token in a block, but you can move over it. There are 5 special squares on the board, each with their own name and design. The square with the ankh is a safe square, and the token on this square can't be swapped. All tokens must stop on the square with the bird, even if the throw would have moved them past it. They can move past it on their next turn. Landing on the square with the water sends that token back to the square with the ankh. The last 2 are safe squares, so tokens can't be swapped. Let's start a game. You can go first.
Look out!
Bad news for you. No fair!
That's cold, Lily.
Rats.
Can't do that.
Bad news for you.
Can't do that. Can't do that. That's cold, Lily.
No fair. Bad news for you.
Ha! Congratulations to the senator from Egypt, me! This looks like a map of the site. My dictionary could help translate that. I bet I could translate that. I should try to piece the amulet back together. There's a piece missing. I wonder where the rest of the amulet pieces were found in the tomb. It's stuck. This is approximately where the other amulet pieces were found. Got it. That's done. Can't check that off yet. Did that. Did that. Haven't done. Still have to do that. Still have to do that. Can't check that off yet.